She is currently the president of the Student Body Association. She was one of the selected students to participate in the National Close-Up Summer Program in Pohnpei this summer, and was also a student that attended the Youth Learning Institute at Clemson University in South Carolina as a junior. She enjoys singing and wants to attend the University of Guam after graduation to study law. Her dream is to become a lawyer. So please give a round of applause to our first speaker.
Good morning to all of our present leaders, fellow classmates, students, families, and friends. An issue that Chuuk is currently facing that makes me concerned for my future is the state of our education. The reason I chose this topic is because of what I've experienced in school growing up. During my elementary years, there were a few times where I would go to school prepared to learn, but would come back home disappointed instead after not having learned anything that day. It was common for teachers not to show up, and when they did, they often didn't have any lesson plan ready for us, and we'd end up doing nothing for that class period. My education is very important to me, always has been and always will be. This is why experiencing this in school left me very disappointed. I then took the Xavier entrance exam and didn't pass, and had to take the ICU program in order to get accepted into Xavier. During my freshman year, I met a few students from the other states who came from public schools that had better English grammar and writing skills than the students here in Chuuk, whose parents struggle to pay for their tuition to send them to private schools. This is why I believe the Chuuk education system is low and needs improvement. There are two major areas in which we could improve. For starters, as I've mentioned, most teachers are failing to do their jobs. For example, students are having a hard time with reading and writing in English. This matters because we need English skills to make it to college, but even more so, make it in life. This is why we need to find teachers who are devoted to their students, or we need to provide the incentive for teachers to be able to do their jobs and want to keep them. We need to start investing in our teachers the same way we invest in all these new government vehicles. Secondly, many students in my generation don't feel that the older generation believe in us to handle the hardships in education. Our standards are set so low that it's hard for any of us to believe in ourselves, to aspire to be more, to do more, and to achieve more. People would often think that Chuukese students are too dumb or too slow to be able to catch up in the level of education that is required. People often have little faith in us students, which discourages us to try our best. We are constantly underestimated, which can be very discouraging for even the brightest students. This shows how our society has very little value in education. We need encouragement and empowerment to be able to fulfill our potential and succeed. We need to value our education the way it deserves. If we wish to become leaders of Chuuk or even FSM, we should prioritize our education. But regardless of all these problems, our leaders should think of raising the level of our education, and parents should encourage their children to finish school and become successful. But most importantly, we, the students, should encourage ourselves, ignore the criticism, and prove to people that we are capable of going through whatever challenges may come our way or that we may face, and show to them that we are smart and strong. Thank you, and Kisuza.